Okay, more wrestling talk from me now, guys, and this time I'm going to be talking about the current product, more specifically WWE Raw, and the fact that there's been a lot of people complaining about it, and I'm in a positive mood at the moment, so I'm going to play a bit of devil's advocate. Now, I'm not the biggest WWE fan all the time, but right now I'm in the mood to defend WWE, so this is my video where I'm going to hashtag stand up for WWE. Now, there's a lot of topics I want to hit on in this video, so let's get into it right now with the first one, and that is WWE Raw's rating this last week was a 2.54. Now, there's a lot of people who aren't interested in the ratings, and I'm generally one of those people, but this week it was quite relevant, because this week Raw's on a 2.54 rating is the lowest rating they've had in over 5 years, which was a non-holiday special of Raw. Again, to put that into perspective, just a quick number jot out, that's the lowest Raw for the past 260 shows. This has had a lower rating than all of them. Imagine that, 260 shows and this one drew the lowest rating. Now, I think there's a lot of reasons for why Raw didn't do that well this week. First and foremost, I'd say John Cena. The fact that John Cena wasn't on Raw is a massive dent to it, because, let's face it, he's a huge draw. Women absolutely love this guy, John Cena. Like I've probably said in an interview in one of these videos before, there's a girl I knew at uni, and I remember one time I was in a room and I saw the DVDs on a shelf, and I just saw that she had I think it was 12 rounds, but basically it was one of the John Cena DVDs on her shelf. I took it off. I was like, as if you've got this, and she's like, oh yeah, I love John Cena. I was like, oh, I didn't know you knew anything about wrestling. And she's like, what are you on about? I was like, John Cena, he's a wrestler. She's like, oh, I didn't know that. I just love him. He's got a great body and all that, etc., etc. And I started to think to myself, the women out there who don't know John Cena as a wrestler. So imagine the ones who do know he's a wrestler, who will tune in just to watch him on Raw. And now this week he wasn't there, so that is going to take away from the ratings. And the fact that he's the main guy, again, obviously you don't really need to explain the fact that if you take your main guy out of your storyline, people aren't going to be as interested in your show. Now, another one of the reasons was the American football. They had a massive game on that Monday night during Raw. Now, again, for the people like me who aren't that interested in American football, I don't really know a lot about American football, so let's try and break this down. Let's try and make it relevant to us. It was like having Man United Liverpool on a Monday night, live during Raw. Who is going to watch WWE Raw if United Liverpool's on at the same time? United Liverpool's a massive game, and I'm saying United Liverpool because I used that as an example on Dan Parkin's video. I use it as an example on him, but it's relevant for all the big, and I use that one as an example then because United Liverpool, 2 of the top 7 teams in the league, but a big rivalry there. Just like Arsenal Spurs. If Arsenal Spurs was on, if my team was on, I want to see the Arsenal play. I want to see the Arsenal play, and if they're against Spurs, or if they're against anyone during Raw, then I'm just going to watch the football, and I'm not going to watch the wrestling. So, for the American football fans, who usually think, oh, okay, I'll watch Raw for a bit this week, they thought, no, I'm not going to watch Raw. Oh, I'm going to watch my team, or I'm going to watch American football, because this is what I love more. So that would have taken a massive chunk of the rating away. And another reason, now, this is the main reason, this is the reason that Dan Parkin himself, this is one he used, is that the product is stale, the product is not as good as it should be, etc., etc. And to a certain extent, I agree. However, I'm sort of here to defend the current WWE product, but I'll get onto that a little bit later, because that's sort of one of my points. Next point is the fact that Raw is 3 hours now and not 2 hours. So a lot of people have been complaining, oh, Raw's been padded out, they're not really featuring a lot of new stars when they should be. Again, all relevant points. However, let's just take a step back and look at WWE Raw. They are putting on decent length matches now on Raw. They're not giving us the same old bullshit that I was tired of for so many years. So many years I couldn't wait for Monday Night Raw. I would sit down, I would watch it, I'd wait till 2 o'clock in the morning to watch it, for fuck's sake, and I'd watch it, and they'd throw out a 3-minute match, a 5-minute match, a 30-second women's match, and I'd be sat there like, why have I stayed up for this? They'll give me 3 matches on a Monday Night Raw, and there might be 25 minutes worth of actual wrestling on a Monday Night Raw. 40 minutes. And I'd be like, why have I stayed up for this? I'm not stayed up to see a stupid backstage la-di-da bullshit with Kelly and Daniel Bryan. Or for as much as I love Daniel Bryan and I love his backstage stuff at the moment, when he's doing the stuff with the Bella Twins and Gail Kim and all that, I'm not interested whatsoever. When they're giving him matches for 5 minutes on Raw with the likes of Batista and whatever, not interested in seeing Daniel Bryan wrestle for 5 minutes. Daniel Bryan is a world-class wrestler. Daniel Bryan can give you 45 minutes of pure gold. Why give you us 5 minutes of shit? Doesn't really make sense. Not to say Daniel Bryan was shit in those 5 minutes, just 5 minutes of wrestling just isn't worth watching. You can't tell a story in 5 minutes. Now, they are giving us full-length matches. They're giving us more skits, fair enough, but I can deal with that. If you give me more wrestling, then I can put up with that bullshit, but the main reason I watch is for the wrestling itself. If you're giving me longer matches, then I love that. I don't know about you guys, but I love the fact that they put on these longer matches. Who had that long? Sheamus was against someone at the start of the second hour of Raw this week, I think it was, or maybe the start of the third hour. I think it was the start of the second hour, and I really enjoyed the match. I'm not really a big Sheamus fan, but this is the thing, they can now put these long-ass good matches at the start of the second hour on Raw and give us a really good match on Raw and make it a worthwhile watch, and not just this quick 5-minute bullshit match between Alberto Del Rio and Santino Marella. Sure, they'll still do that kind of thing, but they'll always make up for it with a really good match. Now, another thing about the 3 hour show, now this is a negative about it, is the fact that I always get tired. Always get tired while watching it, no matter what time I watch it. I could definitely not stay up and watch these 3 hour Raws from between 1 and 4 AM in the UK anymore. Not a chance. There's no chance I can sit through 3 hours at that time. I generally watch it the next day as soon as I can. If I've got a free day, I'll watch it in the morning, or if not, I'll watch it evening time, 6 o'clock. Still, when I watch it, when I put it on, after the second hour, I'm tired. I fall asleep, or I turn it off and think, oh, I'll go back to this later. I cannot sit through 3 hours, so that is a massive negative part of Raw at the moment, is the fact that they've got 3 hours, and it just doesn't flow properly, in my opinion. It doesn't keep your attention for the 3 hours. 2/3 of the way through, you're tired out. Now, the actual bulk of the product, and this is the main reason why people watch pro wrestling. And again, to go back to the point of the ratings, wrestling just isn't as popular as it used to be. People talk about ratings for the last 5 years, fair enough, ratings for the Attitude Era, etc. Just wrestling's not as popular anymore. Wrestling's what it used to be in like 1995. It's the bastard stepchild. No one cares about it anymore. You try and strike up a conversation with a friend about pro wrestling and they just ridicule it straight away. As much as people will watch it when they've got a quiet moment to themselves, like, oh, wrestling's on that, looking through the channels, they'll watch it. They won't admit that to anybody, will they? But when you try and talk to them, no one cares about it. Whereas I remember when I was growing up in 1999, let's say, and I talked to my friends at school, every kid wanted to know about pro wrestling, every kid wanted to pretend they knew. Of course I knew more than most, because I was a proper fan, going back to early 90s, but they were just all these Johnny Come like, oh yeah, I love it, Rock Austin and all that. And I had my core of mates who we all were wrestling fans, we all loved pro wrestling, used to watch the old stuff as well as the current stuff, and those are the days that everyone would talk about it. Now no one even wants to talk about it now, unless it's WrestleMania. But yeah, the actual current product now. This is the main problem that a lot of people are saying, that it's not good. The current product is not good, and that, personally, I don't agree with that. I think the current product is quite good. It's mostly a case of picking and choosing what you like from the show and leaving the rest for me. Now, a lot of people can't handle that. A lot of people think, I love pro wrestling, I want this to entertain me for the entire 3 hours. Now, that's not going to happen, let's be completely honest. WWE is a variety show. A lot of people complain saying, oh, they market towards kids. They don't market towards kids, they market towards everybody. Because you got to remember, CM Punk is the world champion. If they were just aiming this show at kids, there would be no reason to have CM Punk there, because they don't understand what he's talking about. when I was a young child of 10 years old, and he's talking about respect and wanting respect. 10-year-olds can't relate to that, can they? They don't understand it. The CM Punk character is directed directly towards sort of like older teens and early 20s. Easily. He says everything that we believe as pro wrestling fans. Remember when he did that shoot? That first shoot in the Stone Cold Steve Austin t-shirt where he's sat down on the stage? The CM Punk DVD, by the way, is absolutely amazing. I'd really recommend everyone goes out, buys it, sees it on YouTube, do whatever you got to do to see it. It's really good. I mean, when he did that shoot, and then I was like, oh, it's amazing. It was amazing, but it wasn't anything that we all hadn't been saying before. CM Punk just knows, because he feels it himself. He's just like us. He's a pro wrestling fan, and he's got those same frustrations as we do. But he's just coming from a wrestler standpoint, and we were coming as a fan standpoint. And when he said that, we just connected with him, and he's gone from there. Now the kids, yeah, they're starting to like him more. That's just because he's cool, but he's cool because he connects with us. CM Punk's directed directly at us. Which do you think Jerry Lawler's directed at? He's not directed at the kids. The kids, he's not directed at them. Jerry Lawler's directed at the older generation. He says the same cheesy jokes that were funny to them when they were younger. Jerry Lawler, one of the voices of the WWE, is directed at the older generation. Now, I don't like Jerry Lawler personally. I think that his stuff's grown old. But exactly, it's grown old. The old people still love it. He is aimed at them. Punk is aimed at us. Cena's aimed at the kids. There's different stuff on the show now. With that in mind, when I watch WWE Raw, I don't sit there waiting for Jerry Lawler and his one-liners. I don't sit there waiting to see what John Cena does. I sit there waiting to see what CM Punk does. And on 3-hour Raws, we see him generally 3 times at least. It'll come out at the start of the show, and him and Paul Heyman will cut a fucking awesome promo at the start of the show. It'll come out at the end of hour 1 maybe, or halfway through hour 2, and he'll do something then. And then he'll come out for the main event and he'll have a match. Like this week, him and Heyman cut a promo, then he bitched out Jim Ross in the ring, and then at the end of the show, who did he have a match with? I can't remember, but I'm certain he had a match at the end of the show. What's not to love about that? If you love pro wrestling, what is not to... And you're in my age range, some people might not like CM Punk, I can accept that. But if you don't like CM Punk, find something else on the show that you like. And if you like anything on the show, watch it for that. I like CM Punk. I was such a fan of him when he did that promo. I really marked out for him. I was like, yes, I get it, I connect with you now. Sort of gone away from that a little bit, but now he's with Paul Heyman and he's doing more interesting stuff again. I'm really connecting with him again. But yeah, when I watch Raw, I watch for that. I don't watch for the stuff with Eve, as good looking as Eve is, and great stuff to see her on TV, etc. I don't watch to see her. I don't watch to see Santino Marella and the Cobra. I watch to see Claudio Castagnoli kick his ass. Claudio Castagnoli, Antonio Cesaro pick up Big Bad Brodus Clay and knock him down with that finisher. That was sick. Castagnoli is a guy pure aimed at everyone. Pure heel. Everyone can get into that character and say, I don't like this guy, I want to see him get beat. But me as a fan of him from a couple of years ago, I want to see him excel in WWE. I want to see him win. I like him. Now, this is a problem I think a lot of people have with the WWE, is that they cannot accept that there will be certain things on the show that aren't catered to them. They just won't accept it. They think, no, I should like everything on this show. And if I don't like everything on this show, then quite frankly, it's shit. When it's generally not the case. It's like when you watch a football game, Arsenal versus West Ham. I could sit and complain all day because, we were 1-0 down, but we won 3-1 in the end, and that's all that matters. I saw a great goal from Santiago Cazorla. Now, wrestling fans aren't interested in this, but still, it relates. I could complain that we were losing for, I don't know, was it about the 60th minute when Giroud equalised? I can't remember now, even though it was yesterday. I should remember. But yeah, you know what I mean, don't you? There was stuff in that I enjoyed, and the end product was fantastic for me. And that's what I'm saying about Monday Night Raw. To quickly wrap it up, because I'm getting on now. I've bobbed on a bit too long. This probably isn't that good, sorry. But yeah, this is what I watch wrestling for, and a lot of people need to realise, come on, there's wrestling, let's face it, it's not 100% for us. In the Attitude Era, go back, I dare you, all you Attitude Era apologists, go back and watch a random show from the Attitude Era. I guarantee you there's a lot of shit on that show that you'll giggle at, you'll laugh at and say, oh, the old days are so great, weren't they? Oh, Kennel from Hell match was fantastically funny. It was awful. If that happened today, we'd go mental about it in the IWC. But yeah, thank you for watching. Video recommendations are always accepted. I want to get back into these videos, maybe 2 or 3 a week again. Come on, give me some ideas. I'm going to try and review Night of Champions still. I need to go back and watch it again, I think. Oh, thank you very much for watching. You know, do all the good stuff. Subscribe, like, comment, etc. Dislike if you have to. Send it to your friends, send it to your mum. Say, hey mum, look at this guy, he talks about wrestling, he chats shit all day. Send it to her. I don't know. Thanks for watching. See you later.